I put my dad in the street against a heavyweight.
I've gone back to the dad. I've punched him a few more times.
5 blokes outside my front door. Can you come and help
One
me?
hell of a fucking story, so stay tuned.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm probably here with maybe the happiest man in Manchester behind Joe Joyce, Adam Morallee.
Yeah.
Just explain to me what we saw there in that ring tonight.
Yeah, look, I haven't watched it back, obviously. I thought Joe dominated the fight. I thought we thought 3-4 rounds. We only wanted Joe to use his lead hand, nothing else, and just feel his way into the fight. Don't give away rounds. We wanted to come out of 4 rounds at least 2-2, and I think we achieved that. I think I had Joe up, but maybe I was scoring it a bit towards Joe, and I thought Joe just relentlessly went forward. I think that Parker's left eye was closed, his right eye was cut, he was taking heavy punishment, and I saw the towel in Andy Lee's hand at one point, and I thought he was going to throw it in. Parker is a warrior. What a man to withstand what he took.
That being said, that Parker is a warrior and what a man, did you ever think, as we were going into that 11th round, that Joe was going to get him out there? Did you just is it going to go 12 rounds? I think both men deserved it.
I think coming into the 11th round, I actually was saying to Shane I thought he'd stop him in the 12th round, but I didn't expect that punch. That left hook came out of nowhere. But I mean, look, it was all the work that Joe did leading up to that. That's why that KO happened. Joe had hit him to the body with the jab, hit him to the arm, hit him to the chest. Yeah, he was constantly tapping him up, and that's what set up the KO. So I think tonight Joe showed. We talked a lot before this fight about what Joe's levels are, and we now know it's above that Parker world level. If Parker's a gatekeeper, he's above that. He knocked him out. He stopped him, and this was the best ever Parker. This was a Parker that was better than the Parker that Joshua faced. So what level is Joe now? He's above Parker. Where do I think he is? As I said in the press conference, I think you have the two kings, Fury and Usyk, and I think Joe's just before them, and none of them will fancy Joe Joyce.
Fury and Usyk won't fancy Joe Joyce.
Joe Joyce, because I mean, people saw what he brings tonight. Relentless pressure, completely unperturbed by Parker's power. Fury and Usyk are incredible boxers, but none of them is renowned for their power. And embarking on that fight, Joe would be the underdog, but they'd have to go 12 rounds with Joe. And the guy's relentless, and he showed. Parker was tired. I'd be interested to hear what Parker says about that fight. He was tired after 2 rounds.
You mentioned Usyk won't take the fight, so I take it as a team and as a manager of Joe Joyce, you may be succumbing to the fact that you might have to fight for that vacant belt rather than face Usyk for that WBO title?
We won't have to fight for the vacant belt because he's the interim champ now. He'll get elevated to it. He'll become it. But look, I don't know what's going on with Usyk. You've got the big four, haven't you? Fury, AJ, Usyk, Wilder. I mean, people talk about Usyk, Wilder. But Joe is bringing himself into that conversation. It's not him that has to say it now. The public will say, well, are you going to fight Joe Joyce? You want to be the best? You've pretty much got to fight Joe Joyce, haven't you? We don't know what Joe's level is. I think Joe's level is really, really high. I've always personally believed he's going to be the best heavyweight in the world. And you get called variously delusional. The guy punches underwater. You see his punches next year. You should talk to Parker about what he said was going to be an easy fight. Andy Lee said that would be an easy fight. It's total BS.
I mean, it's the jab for me. Looking at his jab, I think his jab it's like a backhand for Joyce, and he throws it quite a lot. And Frank has alluded to it. That's the best jab in heavyweight boxing. I assume that you share that sentiment.
Yeah, I mean, Joseph Parker's eye was marked up after round 1, and so you're gaining little advantages throughout the fight. He marked up the left eye, and the left eye started closing. By the time of the stoppage, the left eye was fully closed. The right eye had blood pouring out of it. I mean, that's a very significant disadvantage, is that, and that's what Joe does. He's beaten him up. So the stoppage has come at that time. I mean, I had Joe way ahead. Carl Frampton just told me he was only ahead by 3 or 2 rounds on some people's cards. So I had him way ahead, but you don't want to leave it to the judges, and Joe did a phenomenal job. I'm so happy for him. He has shown now his level is above that, and he can now have mega fights and have a future where he doesn't have to work again, which is all I've ever wanted for him.
And that's probably, as a manager and as a good friend, that's probably what you're hoping for and what he's going to get. It seems if he keeps on winning. But I do want to touch on a comment that Tyson Fury made just earlier on. He said he beats Joshua, Joyce beats Joshua, he beats Usyk, he doesn't beat him. What do you say to that?
Listen, Tyson Fury and Usyk are the best. I mean, they are the best. I think Tyson Fury against Joe Joyce is an unbelievable fight. I think the fans will probably give Joe Joyce more chance in that fight than AJ. But yeah, does he? I'm not going to stand there and say he beats Tyson Fury. Gives him an incredible fight. Tyson Fury's a genius boxer, and Joe would have to Joe would have to work so hard in that fight, but coming down to rounds 10, 11 and 12 with that Joe Joyce engine, it's a cracking fight.
That's what I'm saying. He's turning into that fan-friendly fighter now. I think fans are going to rock up, and there might be a little criticism this being on BT box office and stuff like that. But with a performance like that and a fight like that, I mean, can you argue?
That's pay-per-view worthy, that fight. No one's going to say it's not pay-per-view worthy. But the thing about Joe is, and we were talking about this morning, to really get the fans' attention, you have to have a brand about you. You have to have something about you. And people see Joe Joyce now, and they just think that guy walks through walls. Who can put him down? No one can put him down. He took every one of Parker's punches and he hit him back with 5. Who's going to put him down? Furious and Usyk's isn't.
What's he made of then, Adam? Do you know?
It's made of 5 times normal human bones.
Is that your scientific analysis?
Yeah.
5 times double human. Listen,
Probably not even the right sentence, is it?
well, listen, Alvaro, it's late on at night and I've got to drive back up to Scotland and my shoulder's absolutely killing me, so I won't keep you much longer. Go and enjoy the celebrations with your team here, and listen, until the next one, I'm sure I'll be there.
Cheers, Andrew.
Thank you very much, Adam. Thank you.
Yeah, I put my dad in the street against a heavyweight.
I've gone back to the dad. I've punched him a few more
There's
times.
5 blokes outside my front door. Can you come and help
One
me?
hell of a fucking story, so stay tuned.